Dear Activision, if you happen to be watching this video, nowhere in this video are there any leaked images, gameplay or screenshots. This video is simply a Call of Duty news and informational video. Due to its transformative journalistic nature to report on news and information, it therefore meets the legal requirements for fair use. All sources for the information discussed within this video will be linked in this video's description, and are all public prior to me making this video. To take down this video would be a clear breach to the fair use law, and I would have the legal right to take you to court. Anyways, enjoy the video. Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and welcome back to an all-new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies video. Today I have an absolute ton of information to go over. Now I need to give a huge shout out to Nanacos for helping me summarize a lot of this information. I do also want to say that obviously all of this information that I discuss within this video is subject to change and or misinterpretation, so there might be some minor inconsistencies, but the general overall picture should be pretty much bang on. There are also a few things that I'm going to talk about within this video that I am a little unsure on. I don't know exactly how they work. I have kind of an idea, but I'll try my best to explain it from what I know, but just be warned, I am a bit iffy on a few things. Now, as you will see throughout this video, it definitely seems like Zombies is heavily inspired from Warzone / Battle Royale this year, as there's an absolute ton of features directly from Warzone now within Zombies. I think for the most part this is a good thing. I do like most of the changes they have made. I guess they thought because Warzone is so popular that they need to make everything similar to Warzone. So as you guys know, there's now going to be a new tier unlock system within Zombies. How this works is all ammo mods, perk machines, and also field upgrades, aka the new specialist weapons, will have 3 different tier upgrades. These are permanent upgrades that you unlock within the menu of the game. Now within my video the other day I said that there were 5 upgrades, and that was from an early pre-alpha build of the game. They have changed it to just 3 upgrades for everything now because they felt like you were too overpowered having 3 upgrades before. So these upgrade tiers are actually called runes, and how you unlock the runes are by collecting Ethereum crystals that you earn just by playing Zombies. They are earned similar to Liquid Divinium. So as he said, everything has 3 different tier upgrades. To unlock the first tier, it just requires 1 crystal. For the second tier, 2 crystals. For the third tier, 3 crystals. I've wanted something like this for ages because now there is an actual reason to keep playing and grinding Zombies to unlock all of these upgrades. Now I have heard that there's apparently different types of Ethereum crystals that you can earn within the game, so I'm not really sure how that will come into effect and how that will affect how quickly you can earn these upgrades. So yeah, the 2 different Ethereum types are raw Ethereum crystals and also flawless Ethereum crystals. I don't know exactly how you get these crystals, but I do know that milestone rounds will reward players with salvage and also a chance at raw Ethereum crystals. By the way, all of the tiers that I am about to list off are not listed in order of tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. They are in any particular order, so bear that in mind. I am not sure as to the exact order of the tiers. Okay, so let's first jump into the ammo mod / the alternate ammo type upgrades. So there's 4 different ammo mods. First of all, we have Cryo Freeze returning, which obviously just causes the zombies to freeze and has frost damage and just slows down the enemies. So the 3 different upgrades for this are enemies become more slowed, enemies take more damage, and the other upgrade is it increases the slow duration of the zombies when they are affected with Cryo Freeze. Next, Dead Wire is returning. So obviously this is just an electric damage that stuns the enemies. So the 3 upgrades are a longer stun, double damage, and the other upgrade is can chain the effect to more enemies. The next ammo type we have is the Napalm Burst. So essentially this is just Blast Furnace. So obviously this is just a fire damage that burns the zombies. So the 3 upgrades are increased effect duration, the other upgrade is just more damage, and the other upgrade is more damage again, I believe. Then we have Brain Rot returning, which obviously just turns a zombie into an ally, and that'll start fighting off against the other zombies. It'll get green eyes and stuff like that. that. So the 3 upgrades are, it will explode on death, killing the zombies around it. There's a double damage upgrade, and there is also an increased duration upgrade. Now, as you guys know, there was rumored to be another alternative ammo type, but this was just a code name of Plasmatic Burst. However, that's apparently no longer a thing. Either this has been scrapped or it will be added to the game at a later date. So then we have the perk upgrades. So first of all, we have Stamina Up. So obviously this just increases your run speed by default. However, the 3 upgrades allow you to walk faster while aiming down sight. The other one makes you immune to fall damage, basically like PhD Flopper, and the other one is reduce movement impair effects. So as you guys know, and I talked about within my video where I said there were 5 upgrades, they have gotten rid of some upgrades because previously the 3rd upgrade for Stamina Up would actually allow you to sprint and aim down sight at the same time, and that sounds really overpowered. I'm not entirely sure how that would have worked, but that is gone. Now there is a possibility they might add all of these upgrades later on as DLC or a free update, should I say, after the game has released. Since they've changed all of the upgrades from 5 to 3, they could add 2 more upgrades later on as an update, and maybe you become more overpowered as the DLC season transpires and they add a lot more OP stuff. That is possible, but I don't really think so. So the next perk we have is the new perk called Elemental Pop. Now this perk is basically useless by default because the base perk, all it does is gives you a random chance of getting an alternative ammo type when you drink the perk. However, the 3 upgrades are definitely useful. So we have Reduce AAT cooldown, we have AAT uses current upgrade tier instead of base, and we have Equipment can now have the alternate ammo type occur. So yeah, this perk is definitely useful if you upgrade it. It's not really useful as a default perk. So when you actually pack a punch, you will now be able to choose which alternative ammo type you get. A screen will literally pop up. Now how you actually apply these ammo mods or AATs when you pack a punch, as I said, you can now choose which one you get, is using Essence. And you get this Essence by sucking up zombie souls using the wonder weapon called the DIE or Die, which is also how you refill ammo for the weapon. So that's why I'm saying that this perk is kind of useless by default, because now you can actually choose which alternative ammo type you get when you pack a punch instead of it being random. Now here's something controversial. So Juggernog by default now only increases your health by 50. However, the 3 upgrades for Juggernog are as follows. So we have armor plates give more armor. So yes, there is now going to be an armor system in Cold War Zombies, which I'll talk about in a second. We have reduced status effects duration, and we have increased health by 100 more. So yeah, as he just said, there is now armor in Zombies, and this works very similar to Warzone. As he said, it does seem like they've taken a lot of features from Warzone. So essentially, when you kill the zombies, lots of different loot items can drop from them, and one of the loot items is actually armor. We do see this within the trailer. I believe there's also loot crates that you can get armor from, so you can equip up to 3 pieces of armor, and there's also armor stations around the map that allows you to upgrade your armor 3 times. I'm not exactly sure how this system works, but it seems like you can get 3 armor pieces, and then in addition to that, you can actually upgrade your armor from these armor stations. As I was saying at the beginning, some things are a bit confusing. I'm not really sure how this works. However, theoretically, you're going to be able to take, I think, around 10 hits from a zombie with fully upgraded Juggernog and also full armor. So I might not have the exact details. This could be slightly off and I might not be explaining it well. Anyways, the next perk that we have is Speed Cola. So obviously this just allows you to reload faster. So the 3 upgrades are even faster reload, field upgrades recharge faster, and it allows you to swap weapons faster. We then have Deadshot Daiquiri. So obviously by default this just allows you to aim directly at zombie heads and has no weapon spray. The 3 upgrades are reduced hipfire spread, higher damage to armored enemies. So I guess that is like this boss that we see within the trailer that looks like a mix between Brutus, the Panzer Soldat, and the Russian Mangler. And it's probably also effective on the gas mask zombie. And the 3rd upgrade is damage fall off decreased. So the 6th and final perk we have is Quick Revive. So by default, this will allow you to have faster health regen, which is definitely useful. That's like Black Ops 4. And it will also allow you to revive your teammates faster in multiplayer. So Quick Revive now will actually give you a stim shot or a syringe when you revive someone or are revived. So once again, it's just like Warzone. It's going to have pretty much the same revive mechanic where it's going to be with a syringe. So the 3 upgrades upgrades for quick revive are as follows: crawl faster when downed, start to regenerate health faster, and go to full health after a successful revive. I think this is just like Black Ops 4 as a perk modifier. Now, as I was saying earlier, when you actually kill the zombies, there's going to be a load of loot that you can receive, and apparently one of the pieces of loot that you can receive are self-revive syringes. So I don't know how this is going to work, and apparently there might also be self-revives in the mystery box, but I'm not 100% sure on that. That could be wrong. I'm kind of hearing information from different places, and I've just had to piece it all together, so that's why some things are a bit confusing. So judging from this, quick revive won't revive you in solo. I could be wrong on this, but if there's going to be these self-revive syringes that drop from zombies, is that going to be the way that you stay alive? And if so, is there going to be a limit to how many you can receive? Because that's going to change high rounds forever. So I'm not really sure exactly what is going on here. I guess it is possible that these self-revives will simply be a microtransaction instead, and this could be misinterpreted. So yeah, as I was just saying, there are 6 perks in zombies, and there is no perk limit now, so you can get every single one of these perks. But what is the really confusing thing is there is apparently a Wonderfizz machine that allows you to choose which perk you want to buy instead of RNG like previous zombies installments. However, I don't see any use for a Wonderfizz machine, especially if you can choose which perk you want, if there is no perk limit anymore anyways. The only thing that I can think of is maybe the machine is just an extremely large map, and maybe the perks are really spread out from each other, so it might be quicker to just go to the nearest Wonderfizz machine to get your perk instead of running across the map. However, it might be more expensive to use the Wonderfizz machine than buying it directly, so I guess if you want to take a shortcut, you can get it from the Wonderfizz machine, but it might be more expensive. I think that's how it's going to work. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. So apparently when you upgrade your perks, they actually change the look of the machine and don't just add new effects to the perks. So the machines themselves will physically change and look different. Now, since they have removed a lot of the upgrades for the perks, maybe in the future they could add more perks and they give some of the upgrades that they previously had for perks already in the game to those new perks. I don't know. So now for all of the field upgrades. So essentially these are just the new specialist weapons. Once again, you upgrade them within the menu. So I believe you choose which field upgrade you want to play with prior to the game within the menu, just like Black Ops 4. And these will recharge over time as you progress through the rounds, and you activate it just like the specialist weapons. So there are currently 5 different field upgrades. So the first one we have is Ether Shroud. We see this within the trailer, so this allows you to just stay hidden from enemies because you apparently enter the ether when you do this. So it's essentially just zombie blood. But the 3 upgrades for this are as follows: increased duration, teleport forward a bit when you activate it, and instantly reload your weapon when you activate it. The next field upgrade we have is Frost Blast. By default, it just creates a wind blast of frost damage that slows zombies too. The 3 upgrades are: it lasts longer, it allows you to carry a second charge, and it doubles the size and damage of the blast. The next field upgrade we have is Healing Aura. By default, this allows you to heal yourself and teammates to full health within a ringed area. So the 3 upgrades for this are: all players gain a short regen healing effect. The next one we have is knocks down enemies nearby and stuns special/elite zombies. And the 3rd upgrade we have is revives allies in an area. The next field upgrade we have is Ring of Fire. By default, a ring will show up that boosts the damage inside for everyone inflicted on the zombies. And it can also burn some enemies that enter this specific area nearby to you. The 3 upgrades for this are double burn effect. Ammo is taken from stock within the ring. So yeah, a ring will just show up around you and everyone within that ring will inflict more damage. And apparently if you get this upgrade, if you are inside this ring, the ammo will be taken from the stock instead. And the 3rd upgrade is Ring Blocks Projectiles. The final upgrade we have is Energy Mine. So this is just a proximity mine, and we do see this within the trailer as well. So the 3 upgrades for this are double blast size, 2 explosions instead of 1, and also carry 3 charges. Now there are apparently 3 more upgrades that have either been scrapped or will be added at a later date. They are Frenzy Guard, Lightning Links, and also Toxic Growth. Now here is the very interesting thing: you can also apparently upgrade all of your weapon classes in the exact same way within the menu by unlocking runes with Ethereum crystals. So obviously the classes are split up into shotguns, pistols, assault rifles, SMGs, etc. So once again there's 3 runes runes for each class that you can buy with crystals. Each rune upgrade skill increases the base damage output or the close quarter damage output of all weapons within the class. So this means you can greatly increase your damage of all weapons. And apparently this is a separate system to the weapon rarity system that's more of an in-game system. So as I was saying earlier, there's lots of systems from Warzone within zombies. So instead of spawning in, you apparently parachute down into the map. Like when you start a game within multiplayer, you have a little infiltration sequence. Now apparently you get kill streaks as loot drops just by randomly killing zombies. So within the trailer we see various different kill streaks. For example, we see a sentry gun. We also see the character call in a chopper that starts gunning down the zombies. We also obviously see a grenade launcher. So apparently all of this loot is just randomly obtained when you kill zombies. Now here is something that I think is going to be quite controversial. All zombies apparently have a health bar above them, and it also displays how much damage you inflict on them when you shoot them. So you'll have number bars like 100 damage, 20 damage, etc. There is also apparently a mini-map and also a compass. Now ages ago we saw some leaked images from zombies, and they did show a mini-map and also the health bars, but people thought it was just because it was within the alpha stage and this is probably going to change. Apparently no, this is still a thing within zombies. I don't really know what the purpose of a mini-map in zombies is. However, I believe you are going to be able to turn all of these features off. So if you don't want a health bar above the zombies, if you don't want a mini-map, I think you can turn all of this off, because in multiplayer you can turn off a load of options so that you can change and customize the HUD. And I think it's going to be the same within zombies. So I don't think anyone should worry about this, because I think if you don't want it, you're going to be able to turn it off within the menu. As I was saying though, I don't really know why all of these things are in zombies. I don't see what the purpose of a minimap or a compass is within zombies. Okay, so the next thing that I want to point out is you are going to be able to receive ammo crates once again as random loot when you kill zombies. In the trailer we actually do see an ammo crate fall from one of the zombies. You see it on the left here, and you can also get other pieces of loot. For example, we see a frag grenade fall from this other zombie. However, apparently there are also going to be ammo refill stations around the map that will cost to refill, and the way that it works is it will cost more depending on how many times you have pack-a-punched your weapon. So now you are only allowed to pack-a-punch your weapon 3 times, which I'll talk about more when I talk about pack-a-punch in a second. But yeah, basically there's 3 tiers of pack-a-punch, so we have 1, 2 and 3 tiers. So it will cost more to refill your ammo depending on how many times you've pack-a-punched your weapon. But as I was saying earlier, you can now choose exactly which alternative ammo type you want when you pack-a-punch. So that's why you can only pack-a-punch weapons 3 times now, because there's no need to keep on re-pack-a-punching to get a different alternative ammo type if you can just choose which one you want. So pinging is in zombies, so you will be able to ping locations on the map, items and stuff like that. This will obviously help out when you're doing the Easter egg, or if you're playing with other people who know more about the map or want you to come to a specific location, they can ping it now and you can just follow that. This has been added to multiplayer too, so I'm glad it's in zombies. The next thing that I want to bring up is there are a ton of buildables within the game. As you guys know, there is an achievement called craft work worth 30 gamer score, which you get if you craft 14 different types of items in one match in the machine. I'm not exactly sure how many items there are going to be, but you will be able to craft things like monkey bombs, molotovs. Apparently you can even craft a jetpack. You might also be able to craft a shield. However, I'm not entirely sure if a shield is in the game now that they have this armor system. So apparently you earn salvage just by killing zombies within the game, and the salvage is going to be the in-game currency that is used for crafting. And apparently this salvage system is very in-depth. So apparently there's going to be milestone rounds that will reward players with salvage and a random chance at raw Ethereum crystals. So as I was saying earlier, there seems to be multiple different Ethereum crystal types, but in order to actually get the parts to craft the buildables, you get them just by killing zombies. They will randomly drop on the ground. We do see this once again within the trailer. For example, right here, some salvage actually drops out of the zombie. So this is what the salvage is going to look like, and there will be a lot of different salvage types, as I was saying, for different types of buildables. Maybe this salvage in particular is used for equipment such as the monkey bomb, because it kind of looks like TNT. It definitely resembles the monkey bomb, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but just by killing zombies you will get different parts. Now of course there will probably be some buildable parts that don't just randomly drop from zombies, and you either have to collect them from specific locations or by doing a specific step on the map or something like that, but it seems like a lot can be obtained just by killing the zombies. But apparently you use the salvage in the spawn, which is just outside of Nakdaruntoten, with a crafting table that's pre-spawned in to build tacticals, lethals, and monkey bombs. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how this system works, to be honest. Apparently there's another crafting table that's within the bottom area of the machine, the underground area, but I'm not entirely sure where exactly that is. But apparently this is for different types of buildables, so I may have interpreted this incorrectly, but the way that I've interpreted this is there's going to be different types of salvage that you can somehow receive, and each different type will be for a different category of a buildable, and then there are different buildable tables for the different buildable types, each with a unique type of salvage that can be used at that specific buildable table. Again, I could be wrong, but that's just how I am interpreting this, that there's going to be multiple different buildable tables, each with different purposes for a range of different buildable types. So apparently the buildable table by spawn only allows you to build tacticals, lethals, and monkey bombs and stuff like that, whereas this other buildable table will allow you to build different items, potentially the shield and other stuff like that. Okay, so now in terms of the Pack-a-Punch and the Dark Ether. So apparently you have to activate 2 terminals to turn on the machine that we see within the trailer. So when you turn on this machine, a Dark Ether portal will spawn in. Once again, we see this within the trailer, so you apparently go within this portal and it will take you into the Dark Ether. The Dark Ether is essentially just a corrupted version of the map. Everything's neon lights, there's weird jellyfish and spores, but apparently you only stay within the Dark Ether for a limited amount of time. But whilst you're in there, there's a bunch of Pack-a-Punch pieces that you have to collect that are scattered all over, because obviously within the Tagdatoten ending cutscene, everything was sent into the Dark Ether, including the Pack-a-Punch, and the Pack-a-Punch has apparently broken up, so we have to collect all of the broken pieces from the Pack-a-Punch from the Dark Ether and bring it back onto the map, and then forge the Pack-a-Punch machine. Now, as I was saying, you only stay within the Dark Ether for a limited time period, and the portal to actually enter the Dark Ether moves around the map. It won't just stay in one place. So every time the Dark Ether orb moves, the enemies will apparently get stronger. So as I was saying earlier, how Pack-a-Punch works is you can now only Pack-a-Punch up to 3 times, and every time you Pack-a-Punch, it just increases your damage of your weapon and the fire rate, etc. So if you Pack-a-Punch 3 times, it's basically like double tap 2.0, and you are now able to choose which alternative ammo type you get when you Pack-a-Punch via a pop-up menu that comes up on screen. So yeah, as he said earlier on, in order to choose which alternative ammo type you want is via sucking up souls with the wonder weapon to collect essence. So apparently Trek have aimed to make every single weapon pretty much the exact same after you have Pack-a-Punched a few times. So they are going to be extremely balanced. They want every weapon to be almost equal in effectiveness after you have Pack-a-Punched a few times. Now next up in terms of the wonder weapon. So the wonder weapon is obviously just the decompressive isotopic estrangement device. We actually have an achievement for this called Carp Diem in the machine, free the lost decompressive isotopic estrangement device. So there is going to be some sort of Easter egg or quest to actually get this wonder weapon, but apparently this wonder weapon is literally just called the Die or DIE, and it's essentially similar to the Kraken from Black Ops 4 Zombies, where it has 4 different ammo types. One of them is Nitro Steam, there is a Plasma Beam variant, there is Plasma Ball, and there is Gas Cloud. Now in order to actually get the ammo for this weapon, you need to hold the fire button to suck up zombie souls to get essence for ammunition. I guess this is similar to the shield on Blood of the Dead, where you would have to suck up souls, but that's how you get ammo for this wonder weapon. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how you actually free this weapon, but there is another wonder weapon in the game, which is the Ray Rifle. So essentially this is some sort of assault rifle ray gun, and apparently there is an Easter egg quest in order to get this weapon, and one of the steps has something to do with a raven, but that's all I really know. I don't know anything about that. The next thing that I want to talk about is weapon rarities. So as I was saying earlier, you can now Pack-a-Punch your weapon up to 3 times to increase the damage, but you can also upgrade your weapon classes with runes to also increase the damage. But in addition to this, there are now weapon rarities. So there's lots of customization when it comes to weapons. So the rarities we have are regular, which is just your default base weapon, which is basically just your starting weapons. We then have green, we have blue, and we have purple. And the max rarity is gold/yellow. Wonder weapons by default are gold rarity. We do see that the wonder weapon in the trailer is is gold when they pull it from a mystery box. So all weapons within the mystery box as well as war weapons have different rarities and glow the color that you are going to get. So the way the rarities work is the better the rarity, the more attachments are on the weapon. So gold weapons just have the max attachments you can get. You can no longer equip attachments within your class as they are simply built into the rarity. Now I am not entirely sure how you actually upgrade the weapon rarity of your weapon, but it's apparently via a special type of salvage, and I don't know how you get this special type of salvage. I don't know what you do with this special type of salvage. Maybe there is a specific buildable table on the map. As I was saying, there's two buildable tables. One is for building equipment and grenades. One is for building more lucrative items. So maybe there's another buildable table that you use with special salvage, and that's how you actually upgrade the weapons. I'm just speculating though, I'm not entirely sure, but that makes sense to me. So yeah, there is a lot of customization here. So there are some special characters that we are going to be seeing that are not playable characters. I'm not sure how they will play into the game. There is one called Valen Peck. We have Dmitriev Kalashnik. I'm probably butchering the pronunciations. We have Vogel Kurtz, and then we have a guy called Orlov Medved. Apparently he is part of the Easter egg, and we potentially save him from the Dark Ether, as he is potentially the guy who gets trapped within the Dark Ether, one of the Omega team, the Soviets who get trapped there within the intro cutscene for D Machine. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that. The next thing that I want to talk about is obviously we do see these Dark Ether arrows around the map that point you in the direction of power / the machine that you need to power to pack a punch to open up the Dark Ether portal. Well, apparently when you go up to these arrows, you actually hear people talking. They're like lost souls. So obviously within the Tag to Totem ending, all of these souls were sent into the Dark Ether, including Victis. Well, apparently they're all within the Dark Ether and they've become corrupted and changed and tormented, and they have like weird long nails now. Some have like alligator heads. They've basically become deformed and they've merged with a lot of other creatures in the Dark Ether. But yeah, if you go up to these arrows, you can actually hear people within the Dark Ether talking, and it's very creepy. That definitely has some sort of significance in terms of the storyline. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is about the Outbreak mode. So there is apparently an Outbreak mode which is similar to the Onslaught mode. Basically, this is just zombies fire teams. It features mechanics such as armor, crates, etc. like Warzone. However, it looks like this mode has been delayed for post-launch content and it won't be there on launch. So this mode is played on the Euro Mountains map that we do see within Fireteam in multiplayer, which is the same map that is the new Warzone map coming with Black Ops Cold War. Now apparently there's going to be Requiem intel about this on D Machine that provides storyline for this, but Dark Ether portals are opening up in the Euro Mountains and you have to build towers to stop the portals from opening up and close the rifts. You play as Requiem and have to infiltrate, investigate and complete those missions. But yeah, zombies fire teams sound very fun, but it seems like this has been delayed for post-launch content. But as you guys know, dimensional gateways are opening up all over the globe. We see this within the new Onslaught mode, which is a 2-player co-op mode, unfortunately only available on PS4 and PS5. It comes out on Xbox and PC in a year's time. But yeah, these Dark Ether portals / rifts are opening up all over the globe. However, apparently the CIA are covering up these events and they're blaming them on natural disasters, oil spills, viral outbreaks and stuff like that, so that the public doesn't know that there's zombies, obviously. So the last thing that I want to talk about is about Firebase Z. So as you guys know, it was previously rumored that this map would be a bonus map available on launch. Well, it appears as though this zombies map has been delayed and will be DLC 1. Now, the reason why I thought I would bring this up is because within the campaign, there is a mission called Prisoner, which is once again set in Vietnam. So whilst you're being held prisoner, the people interrogating you are trying to brainwash you into thinking someone you aren't. And you recall on memories that have multiple different choices and endings. They ask you very specific questions like, did you turn right or left? Were you carrying a gun? Etc. If you keep doing the opposite to what they want you and reject what they want you to do during this weird distorted flashback, they take you to a part of this Vietnam map and throw you within a pit full of zombies. So I'm wondering if this has some sort of connection to Firebase Z, this zombies map, because it does seem like the campaign and also the zombie storyline are very heavily interconnected, since we are now playing as the campaign characters such as Sergeant Frank Woods in zombies. So I'm wondering if there is some sort of direct connection here. But the reason why I thought I would bring this up is because, as we're saying, I believe Firebase Z has been delayed because there's no achievements about it. Now, it is possible that maybe it is there on launch and they're just keeping it a secret and there's no achievement for it. However, on Weaver's computer screen, we do actually see that there is a location that points exactly to the Ksan combat base from Black Ops 1's campaign main mission called Sorgor SOG. And thanks to Phantom Ice for pointing this out to me. So it is possible that this Firebase Z Zombies map will be played on the exact same K-Stand combat base that we played on within Black Ops 1, and they've reused it as a zombies map. On screen you can actually see a layout for this base, and they might reuse this layout for Firebase Z. Now the thing is, there is another achievement called Scorched Earth, which is destroy all enemy vehicles and mortar teams while defending Firebase Ripcord. So I'm wondering if maybe Firebase Ripcord is where you're actually kept on this prisoner mission, but Firebase Ripcord is a location in Vietnam which is set very close to the K-Stand combat base as well. So I'm wondering if Firebase Ripcord is once again going to be the same as the Firebase Z Zombies map, and they might be reusing assets and stuff like that. I'm not really sure, I'm just speculating at this point. But there is an achievement about this mission, which is Mind Trip, see all 7 memory endings, and play through all 4 path endings in Prisoner. So yeah, this is going to be some sort of weird flashback. Anyways, that's everything I have to talk about within today's video. I will be talking about the DLC maps later on. Firebase Z, I would imagine, is probably going to be coming with Season 1 if it isn't there on launch, or maybe even a couple weeks after launch. It really does depend how soon Season 1 releases for the game. But I'll be talking about that within a future video. This video is mainly focusing on gameplay features. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not, for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.